And we're back for race number 13 in our season with Ferrari. And it looks like there's an update for the game that modifies the aero balance and DRS strength. Okay, let's continue. So it's 4 days before the Hungarian Grand Prix. And we've got a post-race debrief from the previous race, which was the French GP. And they're talking about the engine cooling again. Let's see if we got some development points for Sainz. We do. So we can upgrade his reactions. There we go. Okay, let's see. It was a difficult race. Yeah, we didn't perform as expected. Okay, we've got a gearbox that's pretty worn. Let's see, the gearbox. Powertrain, gearbox. Okay, condition is only 25%. And the first one is 27. The second one is completely damaged. So we only have one gearbox left for Sainz. And we've got 10 races to go. So that could be a problem. I'm gonna install the fourth and final gearbox on this car now. But I don't think we'll be able to make it through the rest of the season without switching to a fifth one. Leclerc's on his third one, and that's still at 87%, so that's good. Sainz's engine, 32%. Oof. That's not great either. We can try and make it through the Hungarian Grand Prix with that one, but that could be tricky. Minor damage may result in slightly reduced performance. So we will have less performance, that's for sure. So maybe we should switch to the third engine for Sainz as well. Although engine power is not that important in Hungary, so let's wait one more Grand Prix. One more email here. The board currently have high confidence. Okay, that's good. We're happy, satisfied, all looks good. Okay, research complete for the rear wing. Let's see, what do we do now? Race preview and race prep. So we can research a new car part if we want to. This one is in progress. 2 completed projects. 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay, we didn't complete a research project for the suspension yet. So let's do that. Put in 2 CFD hours and like 20 wind tunnel hours. Focus set to balanced. Yeah, that's fine. And let's put all 6 engineers on that. 200k, that's fine. Okay. So if that one's completed, then I think we've completed the research project for all of the car parts. So we need to review the targets. So we need to reach Q2, though. That's easy. That's not a problem. That's not even a target for Ferrari. Fastest race lap. Okay, that could be a problem, depending on our strategy. So we need to keep that one in mind. And a qualifying streak, 4th or higher for 2 races in a row, with both drivers. Okay, 4th or higher, 2 races in a row. So we need to at least be P4 and P3 in quali. Okay, let's go to the Hungarian Grand Prix then.
The Hungaroring is abuzz with excitement as Formula One returns to Hungary for another round. We first came here in 1986 after construction on this purpose-built motorsport facility was completed. The Hungaroring is one challenging succession of corners and turns. With few straights, it's affectionately known as the go-kart circuit. Drivers will have to find a proper rhythm to make the most of the layout. And for cars, low-speed downforce will be paramount. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Okay, so we've got FP1 coming up. And looks like there could be some rain on Saturday during FP3 or quali. And race is probably going to be dry, only cloudy. So let's get ready for FP1. I'm not going to start on the soft, let's start on the medium. Run plan of 15 laps, hopefully that will be enough. Let's do the same for science, mediums. Okay, FP1. Oh wait, we also need to try and put car setup in there. Almost forgot. So we need high traction, low straight line speed. Yeah, that sounds like Hungary. So let's up the wings. High camber maybe. Let's try this. And the same for science. Something like this. Okay, now we can go to FP1. So we'll already have a setup there.
Radio check.
Radio check, okay.
Okay, let's get them out there. And we'll already have a setup that they can try out and give feedback on. Let's also send out signs. So hopefully we'll be able to do better here than we did last time in the French Grand Prix. That was not a good race for us. And especially with Sainz, we need to perform better, because he's fighting with Max for P2 in the driver standings. Leclerc is comfortably in front. He's in P1, and if he can keep things going, then I think we'll be able to win the championship with him. Well, let's skip ahead and let them do their laps. That way we'll have our feedback and we can try and improve the car. Okay, so we're P1 and P2 at the moment. Looks like Red Bull haven't set a time yet. They'll probably be quick as well. There's Verstappen, P1. But Leclerc's close in terms of pace. Russell P3 at the moment. Checo P1, okay. So Red Bull are quick. They look like they're quick. But they are on soft tires and we are on mediums. That could make the difference.
Update when you can.
I think we should be satisfied with the step we've done, at least here.
Understood?
Okay, so we've got enough feedback from Leclerc. Let's call him in. Still waiting for Sainz's feedback.
Pit lane.
Copy, understood. Speed limiter on and speed limiter on.
Now Leclerc said the setup was good, but it could be better. Let's see the percentage, 64, that's not great. Straight line speed is bad, okay. But it's right in the middle, so I have no idea if we want to get it higher or lower. The oversteer amount is good though. It's great even. So what do we do? Up the wings a little bit maybe. We could try upping even more, of course. This might be a bit extreme. If we lower the camber, that could be interesting. Let's try this. And tires, 72% the tire life left. That's more than enough. So confirm. It'll take a few minutes to get the car reconfigured. Let's switch over to Sainz. Oh, he's done with his 15 lap run. So let's skip ahead. Ah, there it is.
Okay.
The car feels improved.
Copy.
Okay, neutral, so could be better, could be worse. Let's see what we can do for Sainz.
Pit lane.
Understood?
Okay, there he is. Hopefully we can improve the setup for him. Right now, he's only got 55% confidence. So traction and straights are bad. So let's up this as well. Use more wings. So the oversteer is great. Same as with Leclerc. Straights is bad. Maybe a bit lower, so it's still within the optimal setup range. And then we dropped the tire camber for Leclerc, so we can try and do the same. It was on 325, so let's put it 2 lower and see what that gets us. Okay, so now both of the cars are reconfiguring. And then they can go out again for another run. Right now Sainz is over 7/10 slower than the fastest lap time. Okay, let's send out Leclerc. Now obviously we're on a harder tire than the Red Bulls, but still. We want to try and stay as close as possible with them in terms of pace. Lots of traffic. That was not great timing to get Leclerc out there right now. Okay, so he's doing his run. Sainz is done reconfiguring, so we're sending him out as well. And now we need to wait for both of the cars to give us the full feedback once again, and hopefully the setup will be improved. They're not improving their lap times, although they are running on worn tires, so that does make sense. Okay, 3 out of 5 for Leclerc, 2 out of 5 for Sainz, also 3 out of 5 now. Magnussen is doing well here in Hungary. He's 6th, only 7/10 slower than Checo. Russell P2 at the moment. Okay, so Leclerc is heading back to the garage. Setup great, nice. So we've improved the setup, that's for sure. Let's see if we can improve it some more. Hopefully we've done the same for Sainz.
Charles, pit lane.
Copy. And speed limiter on.
Okay, let's see. Last time his confidence was in the 60s. And now it's 87. There we go. Now that's a good setup. Only traction could be better. This improves traction a lot, anti-roll. So what if we do that and then the front wing a bit higher? That could do the trick. Tires are at 42, so he can do another run, but let's give him a set of softs. I mean, we need to bring back 2 sets of tires at the end of FP1 anyway, I believe, so let's use a new set. And hopefully we can improve the setup even further. Now, where is Sainz? He's heading back to the garage, but we don't have the full feedback yet. Nope, not yet. We might have to send him out for one more lap. Um, 4 out of 5. So it does look better. What did we do with Leclerc? We upped the anti-roll, I believe. And the front wing. So let's try that. And his tires are 41%. So let's give him a new set as well. Okay, now we wait. There's only 12 minutes left in this session. Oh, and a crash. VSC. What happened? Multiple cars. Where? Oh, Stroll. I see Stroll. He's standing still.
Sounds like a few cars have crashed. Let's have a look.
Oh, with a Red Bull and a Mercedes. It's Max and Russell. Ooh, Max crashed into Stroll. Rookie mistake right there. Max is out, Stroll is out. Okay, let's get Leclerc out on track. We'll only have a few more minutes, so he won't be able to complete his run. DSC ending. And Sainz can come out.
So virtual safety car ending, virtual safety car ending.
Oh, yellow again.
So there was a crash.
What happened? Oh, what happened?
Sounds like
I don't
there's
see
been a
anything
crash.
anything
We
happening.
can take a look now. Let's take another look. There we have Joe.
Joe crashed. Oof. He just locked up. Okay, so we're doing we're doing a run on softs, and right now Leclerc is fastest. So that's looking pretty good. Sainz's P4 could be better. 0.3 slower than Leclerc. Okay, that's the session over. So I think our pace is pretty good. We found a decent setup for Leclerc at least. Hopefully it's the same for Sainz. So we don't know the current setup confidence, but I'm pretty sure it'll be quite high. Let's simulate FP2 and see what happens. Okay, P1 and P5. Now, Verstappen's looking to have a grid penalty. So, hopefully that will make our life a lot easier during the race. And we've got quite high setup confidence right now. Leclerc is even in the 90s. Sainz is at 88, which is pretty good as well.
Welcome back as we continue our race weekend with practice soon to finish and then qualifying hot on its heels. Time and time again, we see just how little separates the drivers as they complete their qualifying laps. Those who have pushed that little bit harder during qualifying can be rewarded with a grid place that sets them apart from their competitors going into the race. Stay with us as we see who can deliver on motorsport's biggest stage.
Okay, so first we've got FP3 coming up. I'm not gonna do that one myself. Let's simulate this one as well, because the setup is good enough. Maybe they can improve it by 1 or 2%. Max is P1, but even though he's fastest, he's got a grip penalty, so 95 and 91, there we go. We've got great setup confidence. So we should have good pace here at Hungary. Quali. Okay, what do we do now? We've got 3 sets of soft tires that we can still use, and we've got a set of mediums. Do we want 2 sets of mediums for the race? I'm usually inclined to go with an extra set of softs for the race. Let's use mediums once again in the Q1. I like that strategy. It basically saves us another set of softs for the race. And can we check the weather somewhere? Where can we check the weather? Right now it's cloudy. It says it right there in the bottom right. 0 millimeters, so I'm guessing it'll be dry during Q1. Hopefully it will stay that way. Let's see. Manage Q1.
And ready to check, Charles?
Ready to check, okay.
Okay, 80% chance of rain in 5 minutes time. Let's go out right now. Set a bank a lap. Hopefully we can set a lap before the rain starts. Otherwise we'll just need to come in and wait for it to pass. But if we can set a lap time right now, and it'll start raining after that, we will hopefully have one of the best lap times. Either way, it's only Q1, so we need to be in the top 15 at the end of the session, which shouldn't be a problem, even though if it starts raining. The only thing you don't want to do is not have a lap time on the board where if everybody else does have one and then it starts raining.
Weather update, no more rain expected.
Copy.
Okay. So there were like 3 drops of rain and now it stopped. It says right there there's a 100% chance of rain. But then I look here and then it says dry, 0 millimeters. So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. But let's do a lap anyway and see what kind of time we can set on the mediums here. The track still looks dry. Let's go. Okay, there's a few other cars out on track. Magnussen. Oh, traffic. Are you kidding me? Okay, that cost us a few tenths. Maybe Sainz got held up by Magnussen there. He's definitely getting held up here. That's one of the biggest issues I have with quali in this game. The AI on an outlap or in-lap, they don't get out of the way quick enough. I mean, in real life, you just get a penalty for that. But let's see what kind of time they set and then compare it to the other lap times. If we're like more than a second faster than the drop-off time, then we should definitely be good. And let's hope both of the cars will box on the end of the end lap, because last time Leclerc did not do that in Q2. Okay, 17.7, and Sainz is almost a second slower, so I think he got held up a bit more. So it says right now they're both heading to the garage. Last week in France, it said the same thing when Leclerc was done with his run, and then he stayed out on track. He ran out of fuel and then he was done with qualifying. Man, I don't know why that happened, but I think it was a bug or something. He just didn't pit and then he ran out of fuel. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. Let's skip ahead. There they go. They're boxing.
Correct.
Both of them are.
Okay, understood.
So this time we're good. And it starts raining right now. See that? 0.8, 0.9 millimeters. We were just in time. So the track is gonna get slower and slower. Although it says 0% chance of rain. Maybe that's in like a few minutes. Right here it says 70% chance of rain in 4 minutes. But the track is wet right now. It doesn't really show, but it's raining. So let's reconfigure the car. Let's keep them on the mediums. I mean, we could put inters on, but we're not gonna improve the lap time that we did on mediums when it's raining, so let's just set up the car for when and if the track dries up again in Q1. Run plan 1 lap. There we go. So the cars are ready to go again, but I don't think we're gonna go out in Q1 anymore. I mean, a lot of cars are out right now. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Let's see what kind of times they set. Yeah, they're a lot slower because it's raining. There's 2 millimeters of rain on the track now, although it's sunny. So I think the rain has stopped and there's still some water out there on the circuit. The cars are on mediums, intermediates. So right now they're a lot slower. And maybe the track dries out again right before the end of Q1. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But I don't think it will. Well, 8 minutes, who knows. Let's see what happens. No, the track's not really drying up. 1.92 millimeters. No way they're gonna improve the lap times that much. We're not gonna be close to the bottom 5 cars. So we're easily through to Q2. Simply because we went out on time and most of the others didn't. They're all doing another run. And best of luck to them, but they're not gonna knock us out of Q1. Yeah, a lot of them are improving. So this might shake up the standings a bit. But we're P1 and P2 because we went out on time. Alonso is out in Q1. What? Mick's out, Seb's out, Bottas is out, and Latifi is out, of course. So Q2. Let's go out on softs right now. Hopefully the track is dry. Let's see. Right, Q2.
And radio check, Charles?
Yeah, it is.
Radio check, okay.
Send out right away. No, I'm gonna wait. Or am I? Yeah, it should be dry. It should stay dry. So let's wait a few minutes until the expected traffic is gonna go down again. And hopefully then we will have a lot of room to do a good lap. I just want to avoid traffic as much as possible here. Okay, so 7 minutes to go. Let's go out right now. I think most of the cars are back on their way to the pits after doing their first run. And the track is still dry, luckily. Oh, yellow. Tsunoda maybe? Or Russell?
We've
What was
just had
yellow?
a crash on the track.
Oh, Tsunoda
Let's see
crashed.
what happened there. Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda.
We locked up.
There's the crash.
Ooh. Those lockups in this game, they're brutal. You lock up and you just don't slow down anymore. Gasly P1, what? He's so quick. Magnussen P5, not too bad. But he's not gonna stay P5 for long. We'll probably be up there higher than Magnussen. Okay, so let's skip ahead. Not a lot of traffic. so our drivers can do their lap times without anybody being there to disturb them. Okay, last time they did a 117.7, and Sainz even did a 118.4, I think. But that was on mediums, and that was with traffic, so we should be, I don't know, more than half a second faster. Maybe even a second. A second faster, that would put us in P1. Russell just did a 116.8. Leclerc's sector 2 is purple, so he's fastest there. Oh, traffic for Sainz. Okay, let's see. Leclerc, Q2, P1, Sainz, P6. Maybe he got held up a little bit. Only 0.3 slower than Leclerc though. So Leclerc is a second a lap faster than he was in Q1. He is on a softer tire, but he's a second faster. That's some great pace. So P1 and P6 right now. Leclerc's lap time should definitely be good enough. And Sainz, he's almost a second faster than Ocon. Maybe they will improve a little bit, but I don't think they're going to improve a second a lap. So I think we should be good to go through to Q3. Do we reconfigure? Let's reconfigure it just to be sure, so we can go out if we want. But if we want to go out, we should go out right now because there are only 2 minutes left. We could go out with Sainz, and let's keep Leclerc in there. Okay, 2 minutes. Hopefully his outlap will be quick enough. Okay, he's not the last one to go out. And then let's see. I think we are on worn tires though. Same set that we used in the first run. Okay. So 30 seconds on the clock. So we can do another lap. We can do a second run in Q2 with Sainz, just to be sure. We don't want to get knocked out. I don't think we will, but better be safe than sorry. Okay, clock's at 0. Sainz did improve his first sector. First sector is green. No traffic this time, luckily. Sector 2 is green as well. Looks like he might improve. He doesn't mess up his final sector. No, he didn't. He did say he had 2 green sectors at least. His third one might have been slow. He's on worn tires. If you look at the other ones, he had like 10% more tire wear. So Checo's P1. Whew. He used the new set, and he's more than 0.3 quicker than Leclerc. Okay, let's watch out for Checo then, here in Hungary. But we are through to Q3, and that's what's most important. So let's see if we can grab pole. Or at least qualify P4 and P3 with both of the cars.
And radio check when you can.
Radio check, okay.
So do we want to do 2 runs? We could wait and then do 1 run. Let's try that. Oh, there's rain coming.
Copy.
Okay, let's not wait. Let's go out right now. This might be similar to Q1. Hopefully, we'll be able to do a lap before the rain comes in. I wanted to wait, but I didn't check the weather. 100% chance of rain. In like a few minutes? I don't know, in 2 minutes it says 65%. Oh, not traffic again. Science is getting held up, I think. Yep. Get out of the way. Okay, so Science is not gonna go for pole. Because it's gonna rain in a few minutes. Don't hold me up, don't hold me up. Come on. Move. You're on an outlap. You're not supposed to be there. Not on the racing line. Hopefully this didn't cost us too much time. But if we're one of the only ones to be out so early, we might be able to grab pole. If it starts raining right after that, it's still dry, so the lap times should be decent. Yeah, it still says 100% chance of rain right there. It's not showing in the menu in the top right. But okay, Leclerc 16.8. Sainz is a second slower. Oh my god. He's definitely being held up. That was because of the Haas, I think. That's a shame. That's a real shame. Okay, it's starting to rain now.
So, reporting a lot of rain.
Okay.
So if we're looking at the weather, then we were right on time with our lap. Because those slick tires are only going to be slower and slower now. Hamilton just did a 1:16.8. The track is now damp. Yep, and call the car in. We were on the way to the garage anyway, but let's make sure we go to the garage.
Pit lane.
Okay, copy.
Track is quite wet now. 2 millimeters of rain. So no way they're gonna beat our time now. Maybe Lewis was gonna be on pole. Because right now it needs to stop raining and the track needs to dry up before they can put out 1/16 on dry tires again. I don't see that happening. We can reconfigure the car just to be sure. But I think this is Q3 over. Let's see what happens with the rain. Oh, it's only gonna... Yeah, it's only going up 4 millimeters. Track condition has changed to wet. So this is like full wet territory, I think. Is anybody out on track? They're out on slicks? What? I think they're on their in-lap. They have to be. Look how slow they're going. No way he's gonna do... What? The Red Bull's gonna do... That's Max. Why are you out on slicks? That's a Ferrari strategy. Wow, look at him. He's 32 seconds slower than the fastest lap time. Go grab inters or wets, man. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but this is not working. But I think we are gonna start P2 and P5 because nobody's gonna get close to our lap times anymore. Look at how he's crawling over the track right now on those slicks with more than 4 millimeters of rain. Red Bull P9 and P10. Huh. Who would have thought? This is a strategic disaster for Red Bull. Okay, so the rain's easing up a little bit. And they're now going out. Let's see. How much tires? Full wets. Yeah, that makes sense. They're not gonna do 1/16s. But some of them might improve. Okay, Red Bull will definitely improve. Russell as well. But I think it's P2 and P5 for us. Let's see. They're doing their lap right now.
No more rain.
Copy, copy.
Okay, clock's at 0 and the rain's easing off. Let's see what kind of lap times the bottom 3 are setting. Russell goes to P6, Max to P7, and Checo. Where's Checo? Still doing his final few corners. Gasly P3 and Ocon P4. Sainz P6. No, Sainz P5. Checo P6. So we're in front of the Red Bulls, but Lewis has got pole by just a few hundredths of a second. Okay, so Gasly's got a penalty, so that might move Sainz up to P4. And Max has got a penalty. He might drop down some more. Let's see. Let's go to the race.
It's race day with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
We saw a reasonably good qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they certainly have a good chance to capitalize during the race. This weekend, Red Bull displayed promise during qualifying. Now they need to capitalize on their grid position and get a good race under their belts. The weather is very overcast here, and teams are staring at the sky watching for the first sign of rain. Strategies might have to be quite flexible going into today's race.
Well, as we can see, the crowd here at the Hungaroring are ready and waiting. So let's get this show underway.
Okay, let's get ready for the race. Our strategy. So these are the rain percentages on in the top right there. 35, 40. 40 is the highest I'm seeing. So they were talking about the chance of rain, but I think it's gonna stay dry. Let's see, what's the fastest strategy? Medium to hard, one stop is 1 hour 35:34. A two stop is 7 seconds faster, and a one stop soft to hard is even slower. So that's like the slowest of the three. Let's change this one stop into a two stop with 2 soft tires, because we have 2 soft tires. We can do like 20 laps on that. That could be a good strategy. Oh, I didn't save it. I forget to save it every time. So let's do that again. And put this on 50. And go on this on 20. And then update. There we go. So that's only a second slower than soft, hard, medium. I'm inclined to go with soft, hard, soft. Now what if we change hard to medium? It's not that different. So it's basically the same in terms of pace. What if we push? If we push the mediums, then it's slower, and if we push the hards, it's barely any slower. So I'm inclined to go with the hards because I want to push. I want to be able to push if I need to. If we push the mediums too much, we might run them into the ground, and that might mess up the strategy. So soft, hard, soft it is. Do we do that with both other cars? We could give Sainz a soft, hard, medium strategy, but I would be like, why would we go for mediums if we can go for softs at the end? We want to try and go for the fastest lap, so let's put these on soft and make the stint 20 laps for the soft tires. Or do we change this one and box Sainz 1 lap earlier? So we will be sure that both of the cars are not stopping at the same time. Even though double stacks are quite efficient here in this game. So soft, hard, soft. Hopefully that will be the winning strategy. We're starting from P2 with Leclerc and P4 with Sainz because of the grid penalty for Gasly. So let's see if we can score a double podium.
It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere as ever is electric. And there's Charles Leclerc. After an impressive qualifying performance, they're starting today just behind pole. And further back, there's Sainz. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. The race start is mere seconds away. And here we go with the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Okay, let's go. Lewis on pole. He's on mediums.
Lights out, and away we go.
Let's push with Leclerc.
So we need to push.
Yeah, could
Sainz is right behind him.
Continue, keep going.
We lost the place. Leclerc's fighting for P1.
Well done.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Still side by side.
So you are doing a good job.
Whoa, ho, ho. And we're ahead. P1 with Leclerc.
Ferrari advance the race position.
Now let's try and pull away. Deploy.
So deployed.
okay.
Okay, let's see. Sainz is in P5. He dropped down 1 position. Checo's really trying to fight his way through. Battling Ocon there. Let's push as well.
Head down.
Copy.
Checo's in P3. Let's try and get past Ocon with Sainz. And Leclerc's 1.5 seconds ahead of Hamilton already. We need to keep an eye on the battery, since we are draining the battery quickly with Leclerc. 1.6. That's a big gap after 1 lap. That's good. Around the outside of Ocon. No, we can't do it. We can't do it. Okay, so let's put Leclerc's ERS back on neutral. But let's keep pushing on the tires. Come on, Carlos. Outbrake him. Nope. Is he gonna do it? Side by side. Yeah, he can do it. Just ahead now. Yep, P4. Nice. Okay, let's put it back on neutral for a while. Okay, so Sainz is in P4. Hopefully we can keep up with Checo. And Leclerc's gone. Hopefully Hamilton will keep up.
And DRS enabled, DRS enabled.
We'll keep up with Perez's pace. Because if he doesn't hold up Perez, then Perez could go and battle with Leclerc for the lead. Now it's not easy to overtake here in Hungary, but there's definitely a pace difference there between Hamilton and Perez. But this is good. Checo's losing time. Oh, he's alongside. That was a small gap and he went for it. Oh yeah, he's through. Yep, battle is over. Lewis is trying to hold on, but it's Checo in P2 now. 3.6 seconds behind Leclerc. Now let's see what that means. Can Checo close the gap to P1? We need to try and get past Lewis with Sainz though. Let's deploy. Use some battery. But Lewis does have DRS here. Come on, push, push. We're closing in on him a little bit. Go for it. No, he doesn't go for it. So Lewis still has DRS from Checo. And that's gonna make it a lot more difficult for us to get past. Let's put it back on neutral before we drain the battery completely. So the gap between Leclerc and Checo is still 3.7. So that's good. Verstappen's P18. Did he pit? No, he just fell back, I think. I don't know where he exactly started though. Because he did have a grid penalty. Maybe he even started there in P18. And he just has a hard time trying to overtake the other cars. Is he on the... he's on mediums. And Bottas is on softs. That could make it very difficult for him. So Leclerc's faster than Perez right now. Last lap 23.1 for Leclerc, 23.3 for Sergio. So the pace for Leclerc is really good. Now we only need to make sure that we can keep up this pace until lap 20. But it looks like if we push on the aggressive setting, that we can still make it until lap 20. The tires will be worn, but let's try and maintain this gap to P2. And maybe we need to stop pushing with Sainz. He's trying to get past.
Yeah.
But this might only ruin our tires. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get past Lewis eventually, but he might be on a one-stop. So after a while we need to get past, otherwise we just lose a lot of time. So we need to figure something out. Maybe we harvest for one lap.
And and charge button on.
Copy.
Lewis is going defensive, but we don't have the straight line speed right now. Let's put this one on standard and see what happens to our pace.
We should slow down.
Yeah, copy.
Let's see what happens. 3.6, 3.5, yeah, we'll fall back. Okay. So we did one lap on standard instead of aggressive, and then Checo is closing in on us.
And push.
Okay.
Charge button off.
So we've got some more battery with Sainz. Hopefully he can close the gap to Lewis again. It's 1.5 now. Let's see. 1.8. So let's push. Let's push with Sainz.
We can push a bit more.
Yeah, all good.
3.3 to Checo. 1.8 between Sainz and Lewis.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Checo's pace is really good. I mean, we're pushing with Leclerc, and he's still closing in on us. Look, he did a 22.9. He's doing really good. His tires are in better shape as well. Yeah, I think the Mercedes are on a one-stop. Started on medium, they're probably gonna go to hard, and then they're gonna go to the end. That's my guess. Okay, 3 seconds to Checo. Let's see. It's gonna be difficult to maintain that gap. We can try and push some more, but that could ruin our tires. Somebody locked up. It's Joe.
Was that a lockup on the track? Let's take a look at the replay. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. Oh, they've lost it. They've locked up.
Didn't he do the same in free practice or quali?
A big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see.
Okay, 2.6. Checo's coming. He's coming for us. I don't know what strategy he's gonna use. Maybe he's on a one-stop as well. From soft to hard. That wasn't a great strategy for us. I don't know. Maybe he's also on a two-stop. I have no idea. Okay, let's see. Sainz will be stopping on lap 19. He's not quick enough to keep up with Lewis. Lewis has got a great pace, even on the medium tires. He's 0.3 a lap faster last lap. So Sainz needs to figure out how to be quicker. I mean, we could drain the battery once again, but I don't want to do that this early into the race. Let's see what happens if we skip ahead. Does Russell close in? Not that much, but we're losing time to Lewis with Carlos. Checo's within 2 seconds of P1. Perez is already pitting.
And Perez just pitted now.
Interesting. And he's on the hard tire. So I'm guessing with such an early pit stop, he will make 2 pit stops. at least. Maybe even 3, I don't know. But he's on a hard tire, so he's gonna go for a longer stint now. So just a couple more laps and then we pit as well. First with Sainz, then with Leclerc. A lot more pit stops right now. Yellow, somehow. Don't know what happened.
Oh, there's a spin!
Albon spun. Now he's P20. So Sainz is 5 seconds behind Lewis. Let's push. Let's push like crazy.
And head down.
All good.
I mean, we're only 1 lap away from our pit stop with Sainz, so let's use up these tires. Russell's close. Don't want to give him DRS. Okay, optimal pit stop lap for Sainz. And then we go from softs to hards. Pit this lap.
Pit confirm and box.
Yeah, box.
Okay, and then next lap we're gonna pit with Leclerc. Let's attack.
And we need to push for these laps. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
And I think we'll come out behind Checo once we pit with Leclerc. He's probably undercut us. But his tires will be further worn, so he says pit this lap. I'll pit next lap, basically.
Box now,
He's
box.
on start-finish straight, so that's good.
Copy box. Pit lane.
Okay, let's see. Where will we come out? Like P8, 9, 10 maybe? Okay, soft tires to hard tires. 2.5 second stop, so that's good. P6 now. And there's a McLaren coming. P7. That's not too bad. P7. I'm not gonna push like crazy, but we're gonna be aggressive.
And slow down now.
Okay.
So let's hope Sainz can get past Norris quickly. Let's see where Leclerc will come out. He's gonna box this lap.
Charles, pit lane.
Copy. And we need speed limiter on, speed limiter on.
Okay. Pitting from P1. Soft to hard. Hopefully a good stop, 2.6, not too bad. Lewis is in P1 right now. He hasn't stopped yet. There's Russell. He's in P2. Hasn't stopped yet either. Checo P3, he undercut us. But his tires are on 93%. Ours are on 99%. So hopefully we can catch up. Hopefully the Red Bull undercut is not gonna cost us.
Keep it up.
Okay, nice. Sainz is ahead of Norris. That's a good one.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place. Here's the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Beautiful with DRS. And he's got DRS once again. After turn 1.
The position there. Oh, they make it look so easy. The driver's team there cheering them on.
Okay, so let's leave him at it. Let's focus on Leclerc. We're 2.5 behind Checo right now. Let's see if we do a full lap.
Very good lap.
Fastest lap for Sainz, 21.9. Nice. Okay, but I want to check Leclerc's pace on these new tires. We're only 2.3 behind Perez now. And Checo's last lap was a 22.6 and ours was a 22.4. So we've got better pace than Checo right now. Probably because we've got fresher tires. So what do we do? What do we do? Do we use some energy to try and get close?
Use DRS.
Yeah, copy.
Yeah, we're getting closer. 1.5. Look at that. We also did a 21.9. Fastest lap for Leclerc. We can do another lap with ERS to deploy.
So deployed.
Copy.
And boom. 0.9. We're within a second of Checo. We've got DRS. That full battery was really handy. We're now fighting with Perez again. And Checo's got DRS because of Russell. So we're basically stuck in the DRS train right now. We do have DRS ourselves. So that's good. Let's see what happens. Russell should be slow because he's still on his old mediums. Checo's through. Yep, through to P2. Russell's still trying to battle, but he's not going to win that one. He'll be slow on his old mediums. So now it's our turn to get past Russell. If we can't do that quickly, this is a tough spot with all the corners. We might lose the DRS to Checo. Push. Ooh, blue flag.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Wow.
Copy.
Okay, so now we're losing DRS to Russell even because of that Williams. That's some bad luck right there. No, 0.9. We should be good. We should be good. Yellow flag somehow. Crash.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car. Let's have a look. Now look at this. It was the AlphaTauri driver involved.
Ooh, okay, that's Gasly out.
And there's the crash.
No, he's still running.
Lead and code for tire temps.
Copy.
Come on, let's get past Russell. He's not gonna do it. Nope. Oh, maybe he is. Let's just push. Let's just push.
And Charles, no lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Oh, we need to get past.
Copy.
Sainz was battling K-Mag. Oh, he's in P5 now. Oh, we're stuck here.
Ferrari advance the race position.
We should be able to get past Russell on the straight here with DRS. Yeah, DRS is open. This shouldn't be a problem. Come on, Charles. He's staying behind him. He's not overtaking. I don't know why. That was not a nice attempt.
Good lap.
Sainz is doing good. Leclerc's stuck. So Checo's able to run away from us. There's a 3.5 second gap already, simply because we cannot get past Russell. Let's try again on the straight here. Full on the tires, full on the fuel. Battery's empty though. Come on, we've got 35% of battery. Should be enough. Just cannot do it. Okay, I'm not even gonna push right now.
We should slow down.
Copy.
Charge button on.
So let's just harvest energy.
Okay.
We need to harvest. I can't believe Leclerc can't get past a Mercedes on old mediums. That's quite disappointing. Still only 17% of ERS. Luckily we're able to stay within the DRS range of Russell while harvesting energy though. Okay, so deploy. Let's see what we can do. Lewis is pitting though. Lewis is pitting. So hopefully Russell will come in soon as well. So Leclerc is basically giving it everything. And he's not being able to get past. Oh, he is. Finally! Yes! It took him 2 more DRS zones.
You are doing a good job on tires and brakes.
Good job on tires and brakes, okay. That's not the most important thing.
Just gained a place.
Okay, we're finally up in P2. Because Lewis pitted and we got past Russell. Now Lewis is on, yeah.
Lando pitted now.
Hard tires. And now Sainz is stuck right behind him.
Look after these tires.
Copy.
So Mercedes will probably not be stopping anymore. And we're now 6 seconds behind Checo. It's gonna be tough to win this one. Really tough. Russell's pitting. Will probably come out behind Sainz. Okay, so Leclerc's pace is good right now in free air. We simply lost a lot of time being stuck behind Russell. So right now it's only 5.3 seconds to Checo. If we can keep pushing, we've got some fuel to spare and we've got a lot of tire life left. If we can keep pushing, we'll be back behind Checo. But that's a big if. I don't want to ruin these tires. Let's see, let's do another lap. And we're definitely gaining on Checo. We are definitely gaining on him. Checo did a 21.9? Are you serious? So our tires are further worn than Checo's right now. Because we're pushing so much. But we're a lot faster. Let's put it on aggressive, then we can definitely complete this thing. Should be easier. Blue flags. Yeah, they're getting out of the way now. They should do the same on their in and out lap in quali. Traffic in quali can be a problem. But the gap is 4.5. Let's see. So we're not pushing to the max now, but we're still gaining quite a lot on Checo. Let's harvest some energy as well.
And charge button on.
Copy.
Sainz stuck behind Hamilton there. Let's deploy and push with fuel. Lewis doesn't have DRS, I think. No, he doesn't. So we should be able to get past. Alongside. Ooh, on the outside, that's not easy. We do have DRS. Side by side. Back marker almost in the way. And we're through. P3, okay. So both Ferraris on the podium right now. But we're only halfway through the race.
Ferrari advance the race position.
So this is looking good for Sainz. Sainz is doing well. His qualifying position wasn't the greatest, but his race pace is really good. Okay, 3.7 between Leclerc and Checo. But we're still harvesting energy there. Do we keep pushing? Yeah, we're not going to give Hamilton any DRS. 1.1. See you later, Lewis. You're not going to get DRS from us. We need to create a gap between us and the Mercedes because we are still stopping. We need to stop. We're not going to go until the end. I mean, we could try, but that wouldn't be easy. We could try with Sainz to just keep in front of the Mercedes and hope for the best. Could be an interesting strategy, but we need to make sure we're more than a second in front of Hamilton and that we can stay there. Otherwise, he starts battling us. Okay, battery's almost full, so that's looking good.
So charge button off.
Copy.
4.6, yeah, so we fell back a bit. Leclerc fell back a bit because he was
And we need some lift and coast.
Copy.
because he was harvesting energy. That's what I wanted to say. Lots of back markers there. You get a blue flag and you get a blue flag. Okay, gap between Sainz and Hamilton is 1.5 now, so that's looking good. Skip ahead a little bit. 4.4 to Checo. 4.5. So what do we do? Yeah, our tires are going off faster than Checo's. He's not pushing too much. But we should be quicker. Are we? Are we? No, we're not really any quicker. Not this lap at least. So we need to think of something. Team Mac locked up. So Sainz's pace is good. If we use more of the tires, then the tires will probably be ruined by the time we get to our pit stop. So I don't want to put this any higher. We could use some fuel and ERS for like 1 or 2 laps, but that's not gonna close 5 seconds. So let's keep using fuel.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Copy.
Let's see. So the gap is decreasing a little bit. Couple of tenths, which could be enough, but we only have half a kilo of fuel. Only 0.3 now that we can use to push. We're not that much over the limit. 4.1, 4.4. Oh, he locked up, I think. The gap just shot up. A couple of tenths. We're slow. See that? 4.8. We are slow somehow. falling back. Our tire life is decreasing too quickly. I mean, obviously we're pushing a little bit, but if we don't push, then Checo's quicker. Now Sainz is 2 seconds ahead of Hamilton, so he's doing good. And if we go until the end, we'll do 50 laps on the hard tire. That's a lot. I don't think we'll be able to do that with Sainz either. This is gonna be very tough. Checo might be too quick, and the Mercedes are also a danger.
And we'll need lift off into 14.
Copy.
I want to bring the fuel back for Sainz, but he's only 1.6 ahead of Lewis. So let's keep it like this for a few more laps. Lewis is quick. Looks like our tires are going off. I don't want to give him DRS earlier than we have to, but he's coming for us. Lewis is coming for us. His tires are still at 80%. That's a big difference. Ours are at 50. Now I think we need to stop on lap 49 and 50. We definitely need to do another stop. Let's see. Yeah, our pace is not that great anymore, but we're close to our pit window. Major engine wear for Sainz.
And big lift off.
Copy that.
How do we check that? There we go. 24% of engine life left, so to say. So that's not helping us in terms of pace. This is only making this Hungarian Grand Prix even more difficult. The gap to Checo is 5.1. I think Checo's gonna win this one. And we need to be very quick on those softs in the final stint if we want to make it up on the podium. Now obviously the Mercedes, they will have worn tires near the end. But they're hard tires, they don't wear that quickly. This is a battle for the podium. Sainz is doing well. Sainz is doing really well. He's close to his pit window. Ooh, Lewis is alongside. And he's ahead even.
Sorry guys.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
So we need to wait for 2 more laps before we box. Let's use all of the tires right now. Let's do the same with Leclerc. See what happens. Can we close the gap to Checo? Oh, Checo's in. And he is going for medium tires. So he will be on a harder tire than us on the final stint. Hopefully Leclerc can push. He can push. He's got free air, so that's good.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
Stroll locked up. And Checo's right behind Sainz right now. So we need to try and keep him back. Can we conserve some fuel without Checo
Lift off.
overtaking us.
Okay.
No, 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 don't do that. Just keep him behind. Keep him behind. Oh yeah, he's doing a great job. This is gonna cost Checo a lot of time. Beautiful work from Carlos there. Checo is on fresh mediums, but he's not being able to push. Okay, and Sainz is pitting next lap. Do we want to do that? We could keep him out for as long as Checo's behind him. Let's see if we can keep Checo behind on the straight. He doesn't. We don't have DRS. Checo does. So let's just pit this lap. We've got a fresh set of softs. Pit this lap.
And box, Carlos, box.
Yeah, help with the box.
Yeah, we're not gonna win this battle. We held up Checo for a couple of seconds. We did what we could, and now we box. Hopefully Leclerc can push some more. He's on a similar pace to Lewis. So that looks pretty promising. Because he was on all the tires. And Leclerc's pitting next lap.
So box now, box, speed confirm.
Copy box.
Okay, here's Carlos.
Billy.
Copy that.
No, wait, this is the wrong guy.
So we need to push for these laps.
Sainz needs to go from attack to aggressive. 2.4 second stop, that's a good stop. Yellow sector 1. This one's on aggressive.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
Ocon locked up. And now we're boxing with Leclerc.
Slow down.
Okay.
Okay, 20 laps to go. And we're going to a fresh set of soft tires.
South pit lane.
Copy, understood. Speed limiter on and speed limiter on.
Checo's only 11 seconds behind us. Less than 11. Yeah, it's around 11. That's Lewis and Checo battling for the lead. Checo in P1 right now. He's got fresher tires, softer tires. So Leclerc's ahead of Russell, but behind Lewis. Eight seconds behind him. That's a big gap. That is a big gap. Let's push in terms of fuel.
And Charles, no lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Copy.
Hopefully we can close in on Hamilton. Let's use some ERS.
ERS.
Copy.
A very good lap.
Sainz fastest lap, 18.9. Leclerc will probably be even faster.
Just look after these tires.
Yeah, copy.
Blue flags. This is costing us time. Yep, the gap to Lewis is increasing. That cost us a lot of time. It's a shame because we pushed with fuel and with ERS, and then we lost all of that.
Lift off needed.
Copy.
So do we push some more? 3.1. Let's see if we can close the gap to Lewis like this. We are right now 2 seconds a lap faster. Whew. That's great pace. Let's harvest some energy.
Charge button on, charge button on.
Yeah, copy.
Okay, Sainz is 2.4 behind Russell. Let's stop pushing. We need the fuel to finish the race. Okay, we don't have DRS, so one more lap. Now we do. Get it back to neutral.
And will be charge button off.
Okay.
So Sainz is a bit low on fuel. No, he's good now. And we're battling Lewis for P2 with Leclerc. Sainz is getting close to Russell. Okay, we are gonna use extra fuel. And we've got DRS. Hopefully Lewis doesn't because of that back marker. He's too far ahead, I think. We do have DRS. There we go. Battle for P2. And we're ahead.
Good job.
Push. Come on.
So deployed.
Copy.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Let's try and close the gap to Checo. 5.3 now. And more than a second to Lewis, so that's looking good. Okay, right now Checo's doing 20.2 and Leclerc just did 18.6. Now we are a lot faster, but we've got a lot more tire wear as well. So hopefully our tires will not go off too much. We might have to back down to standard, but I want to try and close that gap. Let's see what happens if we put it on standard. 4.4, 4.5. Nope, it's not happening. We need to push. Sainz is stuck behind Russell.
We need to push.
That's a shame. What do we do? Conserve the tires a bit.
And slow down now.
Okay.
I know that helps. Only half a lap.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have DRS. Russell doesn't. But Sainz is not going for it. Or is he? Or is he? Oh, what? That Williams, what did you do? He completely ruined that battle. He just stopped in the middle of the track. And now we're more than a second behind Russell. Jeez, what are those Williams doing today? My God. Did Mercedes bribe Williams or something? Okay, so the gap between us and Perez is 3.5. We're using a lot of fuel. We can't keep going like that. .1.
And we'll need lift off.
Copy.
Yeah, we're 0.1 below what we need to finish. So we can't use any more fuel. Okay, let's focus on Sainz. Leclerc just needs to do his thing. Hopefully not ruin the tires too much, but might be too difficult to close the gap to Checo. So let's focus on Sainz. Push in terms of fuel. And deploy. So basically all you've got.
We can push a bit more.
0.7, that's a lot, that's a big gap. We need a lot of overspeed. We do have that. Go for the move. You can do it. Why are you stuck behind them? Come on. Okay, on this straight then, we've got DRS. We've got the pace, we've got the tires, we've got the fuel, we've got the battery. But we don't have the driver making the move. Ah. Okay, next lap you should definitely be past Russell. This is still 3.5, 3.6. I mean, we can push in terms of tires because then we don't even end the race. We can't push anymore in terms of fuel because then we don't end the race. And we've got a little bit of energy, but he's on the straight now, so I think this is the maximum pace that we have. 20.1. Checo's doing a 20.2, so we're basically similar in pace right now, and we've got more tire wear, so I think this one is gonna go to Checo. We need to try and finish P4 with Sainz. Come on. Around the outside, beautiful. DRS, get ahead.
We're doing a mega job.
Nice. Now let's stay ahead. Push.
Ferrari advance the race position.
So Sainz is 11 seconds behind Lewis. So this might be a P4 finish for Sainz. And Max, he's fought his way up to P7. He started way down the order. But Max and Carlos are fighting for P2 in the championship. So even though Sainz might not make it onto the podium, this will still be a good race for him compared to Max. So the gap is increasing between Checo and Leclerc now. Oh, yellow. What happened? Alonso spun.
It's a spin! Let's take a closer look. Now watch this. Here's
I saw him standing still.
What a spin out!
Not a good look for Fernando.
The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
So we don't have that many laps to go. Let's see. Yeah, we can't do that much more with Leclerc. I mean, we can use a bit of ERS, but that's not gonna close a 5-second gap. And we've got a 10-second gap between Sainz and Hamilton. So basically what's most important right now is that we defend our positions. Attacking is not really gonna work anymore. We need to make sure we finish. Oof. Tires are going off very quickly. Sainz pushed a lot. He's only got 39% of tire life left. We need to make sure we finish. And Russell's less than 2 seconds behind him, so that could be tricky.
Lift off.
Copy, copy.
Let's see.
And 7 laps to go.
So I'm not gonna push too much with Leclerc either. Tires are going off very, very quickly. Yeah, Russell is very close behind Sainz. I think this is the biggest battle near the end of the race. So it's looking good for Leclerc as long as the tire wear doesn't drop too quickly. 20 laps on soft tires is maybe a bit too much here in Hungary. We could have tried and gone for a medium tire in our final stint like Checo did. Then we could have pushed a bit more. Not sure if that would have brought us the win. But it would make Sainz's life right now a lot easier. Although it doesn't mean that we would be in a P4 position.
And 5 laps to go.
If we would have gone to the mediums. .2. We have some fuel to spare. Does that increase the gap? Not really. Not really. So this could be a late race battle for P4. 1.4. Okay, so that's good. That's good. As long as Russell doesn't get any DRS. 4 laps to go. But we don't have that much fuel to spare. I mean, we can push on the tires. Not that much, but maybe we can push on the tires in that final lap or so. Need to keep a very good eye on the fuel. It's at 0 now. So we basically have nothing left to spare. Gap between Sainz and Russell is 1.3, 1.4. And there's 3 laps to go. So let's put this back on balanced. We need some fuel to get ourselves towards the end. Sainz's tires are going off like crazy, even though we're not pushing. 26% of tire life left. Somehow we've got more tire wear in our second soft stint than we did on our first soft stint. Maybe we pushed more or we battled more, but the car is lighter, so less weight in the car should give us less tire wear. But maybe that's not in the game. I don't know. Ooh, 0.8, 0.9 to Russell. He will have DRS. So what do? Do we use more tires? Do we use some ERS?
And 2 laps to go.
We've got 2 laps to go. Maybe we use both of those on our final lap. Hopefully he doesn't overtake us on the straight here. So Leclerc is probably going to finish P2. And Checo's most likely going to win his first race of the season. Russell's very close. Deploy a little bit. He's got DRS. Okay, let's keep him behind. This is a battle for P4 now, with less than 2 laps to go. Keep him behind, Carlos. Okay, Leclerc should be good. I'm not going to focus on Leclerc anymore. This battle is our only focus right now. Last lap for Checo. So on the straight, Russell will be right behind us.
Last lap, last lap.
So we need to push. We will need to push like crazy.
Then you can push. Okay.
Lose everything. All of the tires, all of the fuel, all of the ERS. Battery's basically empty now. That's not good. And he can deploy again because of the curse. Ooh, 1.2 kilos of fuel left. Put it back. We kept him behind in the DRS zones. That's very important. We're pushing these tires until the maximum of what they can. Oh. 18% of tire life left. My God, I hope we don't get a puncture or anything. So Checo won. But we've got a battle for P4 going on here. Leclerc's gonna finish P2. Hopefully with the fastest lap.
Perez has crossed the line first.
And we're keeping Russell behind us because we still have a little bit of tire life left.
Guys, let's go.
You've done a good job.
Okay, Leclerc's happy with his P2 finish. But whew, this is a hard-fought battle for P4. And we're gonna do it. P4 for Sainz. Whew. That was not easy. Those soft tires were done. What a race. So we didn't win. We got P2 and P4. And Checo got his first win. I was hoping for a double podium for Ferrari, but we didn't make it. Hungary was tough. It was very tough for us.
This was a decent race from Charles Leclerc. This podium is a brilliant reward for everyone's hard work over the weekend. And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today. You've got to say it was a solid drive from all three of them up there. A fantastic showcase for Formula One. Ferrari must have some mixed feelings after this. They didn't do too badly, but they can definitely do better.
There's no rest for F1 teams. Let's hope their hard work can get them closer to exceeding expectations in the next race.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
Next time, the teams will be adding another year to the legend of Spa-Francorchamps. Anything can happen at the Belgian Grand Prix.
Okay, that was Hungary. And we'll have Spa coming up next. That's always a great track. So we did get the fastest lap with Leclerc. So we've scored 19 points with him. And 12 points with Sainz. So Sainz scored 6 more points than Max did. Did anybody DNF? Nope, no DNFs. So Sainz moved up to P2 in the driver standings again. He's 1 point ahead of Max. This is a tight battle. And I think it's gonna go on for a while in the remainder of the season. So we're still leading the Drivers' Championship with Leclerc. And we're still leading the Constructors' Championship with more than 100 points. So that's looking good for us. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. I'll be back next time with the Belgian Grand Prix. So see you then. Bye guys.